Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Dads and Daddies, a podcast about the lives and times of adult gay men in the here and now. I'm Brian Ruben Sowers, the dad.
And I am Judson Morrow, the daddy.
Hi, Judson.
Brian, it was always so funny when I see you like 5 minutes later.
Well, maybe not 5, but what, like 36
less
hours?
than 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do have a couple of sexcapades to report, even in those 36 hours.
Wow. Okay. Delighted.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, so one is just a quick update for our listeners because I did tease a hope that I had in our last episode. And typically, you know, I'm one to kiss and tell all, but when it's somebody who is a friend of the pod, let's say, you know, I'm not gonna kiss and tell, but I will say that after we recorded with last week's guest, that we had a lovely hang.
I love that.
Yeah.
/ to all future guests, you're not required to fuck us to come on the show.
but this is also like the coda to our conversation about me hosting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were so worried that I was worried.
About my relationship.
Yes.
But Toby and I talked about it, and he even cleared out. And so, yeah. And
I'm actually really proud of how fast I laughed.
Yes.
We hit stop record, and I was like, thanks, guys. Got to get back to work. Bye. And it was definitely like Roadrunner cloud.
It was much appreciated. No, we had a very lovely hang. And you know, I had been off of sex for a while because of my surgery. I had been told that I needed to refrain. And so I also hadn't had sex with Toby for a while. And then, you know, Toby's always the first person to listen to the raw audio from these podcasts. He is both the person who then works through all the time codes with me and edits actually does the physical editing. And he likes to hear it all first. But he's also the biggest podcast fan I know. So he really gives good feedback. So in the episode that he had just listened to, which was the one we recorded that day, or the day before he and I hooked up, I talked about how excited I have become about flipping, which is something that he and I just don't typically do. But we had this great hookup on yesterday, where we flipped, and it was fabulous.
Oh God, I love it.
Yeah.
Like just a living testimony to the fact that like things can always change.
You
can always do new things, even in your long relationships.
And I learned about me because the thing about flipping that always concerns me is that if I have come, that I'm not going to want to bottom after that.
Yeah.
Yes. And I topped Toby yesterday, and I came, and then I said to him, "Do you want to fuck me?" Because usually when I top him, he doesn't finish, and by choice, I mean, like he's always totally happy to end the scene, but I said, "Do you want to fuck me?" And he did, and it was amazing. I loved every second of it. So I just also learned about myself, like, oh, I can totally bottom after I come.
I am with you in that quote unquote concern. Like, yeah. I really don't want to get fucked anymore after I've come. So I really try to coordinate.
Yes. You're right.
Mutual
like you will flip back and forth.
We'll flip back and forth until the moment that it's like, let's get off together. And then I'm kind of not impartial or agnostic, but it's like, which one do you want? Like, do you want to get off from my fucking you, or do you want to come inside me?
Right.
God, my mom would be proud I do this.
Yeah, right. Yep. Exactly that. So yeah, so those are my that was my last 36 to 48 hours. Back-to-back days of sex, one with my husband, one without. A movie, and waking up early today to be here with you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't had sex since I've seen you, which is not a big deal. I was kind of off. I've been mainly off sniffies for all of this year. I got on for 10 minutes. Nothing happened.
Yes.
And I was just like, nope. So then I just masturbated while my husband was out getting groceries.
You and I lived kind of like opposite lives the last 36, 48 hours because I had sex twice and you went to go see a Broadway show that I haven't seen.
Yeah, totally. How the tables have turned. How the tables have turned. Brian is out here fucking and I'm a Broadway baby.
Yeah. And apparently you loved it.
I loved it. Yeah, we saw Schmigadoon.
Yeah,
which I'm shit at describing stuff, so please just look it up.
Well, it's based on a Netflix series that ran for 2 seasons about a couple that gets stuck in a town that is itself a musical.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of perfect if you love musicals because it's got all these Easter eggs from other musicals. And it's kind of perfect if you hate musicals because it makes fun of how absolutely insanely silly musicals are.
Right. I'm very excited to see it. It stars Anna Gasteyer from Saturday Night Live, and many other people. Malik Pancholi from 30 Rock, and Anne Harada, who was actually in the TV series, I think plays the same role she played. Yeah,
she's from Avenue Q, right? Is that the one from Avenue Q?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like I laughed the whole time. I smiled the whole time. I was kind of also taking cues from my husband and our friends who are like they're like Broadway B-side homos. They know all the things. And I was like, okay, like they're loving this.
Yes.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure and a privilege to have been to so many shows recently because I've done so with so many great people. And also like the thing that I draw attention to, and it won't surprise you, like I understand that these things cost money.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
Yeah. And like more than ever right now. It's so frustrating.
Oh yeah. I think the next thing I might drop some serious coin on, I told you this the other day, but I'm like, am I serious? Am I going to pay $750 to go see Olivia Rodrigo in tour at the Barclays Center?
Okay, we do not know what the prices are yet. I mean, by the time this episode drops, we will know because tickets go on sale in just a couple of days. Listen, I mean, it depends where you want to sit.
There's a part of me that's just like, well, I pay $9.99 a month for Spotify and it's right in my ears, so maybe that's enough. Oh, that actually brings up a really good point.
Yeah.
Someone said to me the other day, Britney Spears I admitted to them that I had never seen Britney Spears in concert. And their response to me was, how dare you say she's your diva if you've never even seen her in concert? And I would like to offer the following.
Yeah.
Baby One More Time came out 5 days after I turned 16. So I took my birthday money and I walked to Southwick Mall in Toledo, Ohio, and I bought the album for $14.99 at Camelot Music.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that is what I was willing to spend.
Right.
And then for the next almost 20 years, because I was either young and broke or a functioning alcoholic who certainly didn't have like going to concerts like in the front of my brain.
Right.
Like it is insane to tell someone if they haven't seen their diva in concert that they're not a real fan.
No, of course
not. Like what a fucking privilege.
Also,
your diva's your diva and no one can argue it.
I have seen Britney in concert and I don't think that was her key skill. I don't know that it would have helped your love for her.
My fandom. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know the reason, I mean, when Madonna is on tour, I go see her as many times as I can.
I do know that.
Afford. Both time-wise and financially, and that is because the Blonde Ambition tour, which was kind of like the defining tour of her career, that also, I think, inspired what pop tours look like now, was my junior or senior year of high school, and it wasn't in control enough of my life to get there.
Yes.
And
it's like a reclamation almost.
Yes.
And then
she didn't, her next tour, the girly show, she didn't bring to the West Coast. It was a much smaller tour. And then she took like a decade off from touring, and we all thought she might not ever tour again. And so from that point forward, once she started touring again, I have seen each show multiple times. And yeah, it's all to fill the void of not having seen the Blonde Ambition tour.
I have made this commitment to my husband. If we discover the peptide that gets Britney Spears back on tour,
yes,
no matter the cost,
yes,
I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah. No, I get that. Shall we listen to this week's Hookup of the Week?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Hookup of the Week.
Hi, daddies. I just feel like I had to share something with you guys that made me smile recently. About a year ago, I was bored on Sniffies. I invited this 24-year-old over who was visiting for Christmas break. Picture a muscled, hairy Latino wrestler with a nice bubble butt. Long story short, the sex was hot. It was on and off with lulls of us just resting, chatting, and getting to know one another. At some point during the night, he finds out I have been in medicine for about 10 plus years. And he goes ahead and asks me for advice on how I got started. The night ended up finishing, and I just never saw him again. I'm assuming he went back to college, right? Well, fast forward to today. It's almost about a year later. I receive a message on Sniffies again. Mind you, I delete my Sniffies often, so my chat history disappears. After some chatting and some pictures were exchanged, we realized who we were talking to. It was the 24-year-old again. He said, quote unquote, "Thank you, Daddy," and proceeded to thank me for my advice when we hooked up and how he just received his EMT license and is accepted into nursing school starting in the fall. He came over right after and thanked me properly like a good boy that he was. It's just crazy the impacts that some of our hookups can have on our lives, right?
Hookup of the Week. Daddies in training. Take notes. Write this down. This is daddy as fuck. That is so amazing. You both must feel so, as the daddy, like you must just feel so proud because you weren't trying to preach. You were just being of service about your experience. And it like helped this person who's also hot make a really important, meaningful decision about their life. Yeah, not gonna lie, I actually got teary at this one.
I thought you got hard.
Well, both. I can use my tears as lube.
That's a song lyric if I ever heard one. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. And I mean, you talk all the time about how we meet such incredible people through hookups. And,
Truly.
You know, we spoke very briefly last week about, with Zachary Zane, because there was so much to talk about with Zachary from his book, but he goes into more detail in the book about how like the straight community will just never fully be able to grasp what these apps mean for us. Like for them, it just is really hard to see past just the hookup sex of it all. But that it really is like having the gay community in your pocket and how necessary that is, certainly in certain parts of the world. And so it's always great to hear these examples of these great connections that are made. And I particularly love how after thanking you, he came over and thanked you properly like the good boy that he was. I love that.
Thank you and thank you. And my holdout here, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, this young man who is now an EMT and going to nursing school is going to be in the exact same position. And because he stands on the shoulders of giants, he's gonna do the right thing. This is awesome.
I love that. And I also hope this is the story you both tell at your wedding about how you...
Yeah, dial us back if that happens. Yeah. That's incredible.
I also just like the fantasy about like if one's a doctor and one's a nurse and them ending up at the same hospital.
Oh, so sweet. It's like if...
I was thinking so sexy, but sure, so sweet.
It's like if Heated Rivalry and The Pit got married and had a baby.
Thank you so much for submitting that. We really, really love that. All of you, please do keep submitting your hookups of the week. As you hear week to week, they vary so much in the stories they tell, the experiences that people are having. And I just really think talking about sex and hearing about these hookups is just so helpful and wonderful and really is building community for all of us. So thank you. Please do keep sending them to dadsanddaddies@gmail.com. Just record them on your phone using your voice recorder or voice memo app, depending on your platform, and then email that file to us. Anything else you got before we take a break and come back with the icon Kevin Aviance?
No, I'm going to go brush my beard out a little bit, though, because I'm never more starstruck than when queens come through.
All right. We'll see you in a moment.
Hey, listeners, welcome back to Dads and Daddies, the podcast. We would like to welcome to the show the gorgeous, the talented, the inimitable Kevin Aviance. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. We are thrilled.
Yeah,
I mean, to have an icon in the house, we are very excited to have you here.
It's a long ride out here.
It is a long ride. I know.
The marathon. Did the marathon today.
Okay, so
that's why it took. So I don't think it takes that long.
It does not. It does not. When I checked the other day, it did not take nearly as long. I'm sorry.
Kansas girls, Kansas.
Okay, but worth it. I hope. Worth it. I hope in the end.
You're like, I wrote a whole new album.
Truly. But I got a hippo while I was here.
Yes. We my daughters are lending Kevin a hippopotamus
so cute
to cuddle with in honor of Kevin's latest album, Hippopotamus.
Yes.
And on a recent episode of Saphira's podcast, we heard that Kevin is a lover of giraffes.
Yes.
So we've also decked out the room with giraffes to make Kevin feel comfortable. I didn't even realize my kids had that many. I was bringing down, I knew the rainbow one because that was a Christmas gift this year.
But of course they do, though. But the gorillas are fierce, though.
The gorillas are from my childhood. I was a gorilla apes. So I've got gorillas, I've got orangutans, I got a gibbon. But
I just realized that it's all giving Rainforest Cafe. R.I.P. Are those still around? I don't know.
And you played Animal last night, so it's all of a piece.
Wow. Wow.
And my childhood best friend, who I grew up with, he was Empress 25 of Houston. His drag name is Marsha Mink, which is his mother's maiden name, and he's also obsessed with giraffes and the color green. And so when my first daughter was born, this giraffe with the green feet and eyes was his baby gift to my older daughter. So thank you, Greg /Marsha Mink in Houston. All right. We always start by reading our guest bios. Kevin Aviance is a pioneering nightlife icon, as I have continued to say, recording artist, DJ, and performance legend whose influence has shaped generations of LGBTQ nightlife, dance music, and drag performance. Emerging from New York City's underground club scene in the late 1980s as a member of the legendary House of Aviance, Kevin built a singular career that blends high fashion spectacle, fierce choreography, and unapologetic queer expression. Known for electrifying club anthems like Din Da Da, Cunty, and Give It Up, Kevin became a defining voice of the early 2000s club era and an originator of the visual and performance language that helped shape modern queer nightlife. Over the course of his recording career, he has released 3 full-length studio albums, Box of Chocolates, Entity, and Hippopotamus, while earning 3 Billboard #1 dance club singles with Din Da Da, Alive, and Give It Up. Those songs, along with Rhythm Is My Bitch and Join in the Chant, give Kevin 5 Billboard Dance Club Top 10 singles. Alongside his music career, Kevin became a sought-after DJ and live performer, bringing ballroom attitude, avant-garde drag, and high energy performance to dance floors around the world. Kevin's story is also one of resilience. After surviving a brutal hate crime in 2006 that shocked the LGBTQ community, Kevin became a powerful symbol of perseverance and healing. In recent years, a new generation has rediscovered his music and legacy, including a major cultural resurgence when Beyonce sampled Kevin's work on her album Renaissance, introducing his sound and influence to millions of new listeners. Today, Kevin continues to perform internationally while reflecting on his legacy as one of the architects of queer club culture. Through music, storytelling, and performance, he remains a living bridge between the history of underground queer nightlife and the artists shaping its future. Welcome once again to Dads and Daddies, Kevin Aviance.
Thank you.
Wow.
You so
Now I'm especially like, honey, you need to be in bed right now. Like all that plus you DJ'd last night and you're here. That's fucked
Until
up.
4? You worked until 4 in the morning?
I worked until 4:30, and I got home around. We hung out front for about an hour. And then I finally went home. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I knew I was doing you guys. Like it was already set.
I know.
This morning and stuff like that.
Well, but you look fabulous.
Thank you. It's called Rebeat.
And we were looking through some pictures, and I was like, okay, which Kevin do you think we're going to get? And we're like, no, it's Sunday morning. He worked. We're not. And then you walk in looking fabulous.
Okay, so that's good because I was really struggling.
Oh well, we appreciate you being here.
Leopard outfit or denim. I was like, girl, just go black. You'll be fine. Just go.
You look fabulous. My girls love your nails.
They're so cute.
Thank you.
What a blessing that is to have children. I love that.
Yes.
I don't want my own at all. But
Oh, honey, preach. But I love to come over and play Uncle Judd.
They're so fierce. They're telling me their story about loving the Jellicle Ball. I mean, come on.
Oh, they love the Jellicle Ball. Yeah, I mean, so much I want to talk to you about. I mean, our podcast and the things that we tend to focus on are, being queer people of a certain age. And what I love, obviously, about your story is you are a phoenix. Back on Saphira's podcast, you kind of called it like a reset of yourself. So tell us about that reset.
It's one of those things where I kind of left New York after the beating and had to find out exactly what I wanted to do with myself. My friend that lived in Fort Lauderdale, I went there to do a gig and they told me that, girl, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm all right. This is a female that told me this. And she says, she's a good friend I know for years. She goes, yeah, you'll be dead in a year if you go back to New York. She said, you have no spark in your life. You have no spark in your eyes. None of all that is gone. You seem really over it. And I just seen this before. And I said, okay, so where am I going to go? She said, stay here with me. So I stayed there with her. And for almost 6 years, I stayed there in that place for 6 years, but I stayed in Fort Lauderdale for 5, 6 years. The funny thing about it is that she OD'd after being there for 3 years. So we separated and she was living somewhere else and she had OD'd. And I was just like, wow, this woman pretty much gave her life to me, you know what I mean? And to make sure that I was just okay, you know what I mean? I had no idea that she was struggling at all. I had no idea she was struggling.
Oh, wow.
And so that was really, made me really sad. But I love AD. She was really fierce girl. And for her to see that in me and just be able to give me some place to go, to be quiet, literally to be quiet and settle. So I went to hair school and everything and got myself together. I had to come back to New York to get my hips replaced. And because I locked up behind the chair doing hair. And I'm doing black hair all. I'm like, girl, in Florida, it's like hair. So I'm like, I locked up behind the chair. So I had to come back to New York because down in Florida, you get your hips replaced, you die in 4 years, 5 years. So they want their money, right? So in New York City, we have healthcare here. So I was like,
actual solutions.
Let me get an address and come back to New York. So I came to New York and got my hips replaced and I'm staying and saw that the landscape had changed so much. It was gone. The clubs were gone. Everything was different. I was legendary, iconic, which sometimes could be a word you don't really understand, you know what I mean? Or be well for it because that also means they didn't want to see you come through with new stuff. And I was just like, girl, I'm legendary. I'm iconic. Yeah. But, why are you calling me that? And applauding me and all this. I'm I didn't understand. It was really negative for me,
Oh, wow.
And so I just somehow, after getting the hips replaced, a year apart, and knew I had to get back on this pole again or just leave New York. And so I got back on that pole and I was, even though the girls were different and things were changed, RuPaul, all that stuff New York had totally changed to me, and kind of made me depressed a little bit. But then I realized, New York changes. New York does change. I mean, before I was there was other clubs, there were other people. And before I ever did anything, there were other queens here. So, there has to be a solution. And so, my girlfriends were all working in Brooklyn and stuff. So I just kind of like watched and looked, and this COVID happened. Lost my best friend, Ari Gold. Miss you, honey. That was really devastating to me. So New York was just it was a good place, but a negative place. It was but it was negative in another sense where either I need to do something or I got to get out of here. And I was not ready to go. And then I got the apartment and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cute. And then I was like, okay, so I need to get back on this pole. So I got back on the pole, and it was different now because COVID had happened, and I was DJing on live on Instagram and stuff really badly. And
it was. I mean, I was doing stand-up comedy at the time, and like to do any of this shit on Zoom, it's just so embarrassing. It's
you were also leading masturbation.
Those were my two side hustles. I was doing stand-up comedy and doing masturbation workshops on Zoom.
You're so fierce.
And I looked back.
She's too much. She's too much.
Yeah. Quick note of that: I had actually accidentally logged into a work meeting on my personal Zoom, my masturbation workshop Zoom. So the first photo that people saw, like before I turned on my camera, was my dick pic.
No! How am I hearing stories for the first time?
Because I never talk about it because I don't work there anymore. But this was at my job, and all of a sudden my Slack is just flooded like, oh my God, like, did you get hacked? And I'm like, I must have gotten hacked.
Wow.
My husband hates that story.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
Go ahead. So you're you're DJing badly online. Yeah.
I'm badly online, but people were really sweet and very, very nice because they said I had really good selection. So I said, okay, well, that's cute. But then I realized that I had to take more classes and stuff like that. And this is what I did, and just kind of like found out I had this little talent about music and that I'd never really done before, and then realized that, oh wow, I don't have to wait for a DJ to play for me anymore. I can like play myself. And then one thing led to another, so I just got really serious in it, and then started booking gigs and stuff, and it just kind of like turned all that thing around.
Yeah.
Then Beyonce happened, and that really just got me on that pole, girl.
Yeah.
And that was the most incredible thing to happen to me. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. I knew nothing about it, and so
you knew nothing about it
at all.
The album came out, and you just heard the song
on the album.
Yeah. Whoa!
I didn't even understand an artist could do that. I thought sampling had to have an agreement behind it.
Not all. Well, I don't own Cunty, so
okay.
My Cunty's it's worked through someone else, and so. He could have told me about it and been fine, but he didn't on vacation.
He was on vacation?
Yeah, in Tuscany.
Okay.
Yeah, girl. That part. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. Anyway, so I was like, so when I heard it, I'm literally listening to the album, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I pass out. In the bedroom, pass out on the floor. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wake up, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm angry. I don't know how to take it.
Right.
I'm very emotional. And so I'm just like, all these things at one time. And then finally they're like, girl, you need to calm down.
Right.
And I'm crying and carrying on. I'm just like, wow. And they're just like, do you want to hear it again? I said, yeah. And I heard it. And I was just like, okay, this woman just used the vocals. Wow. This is too much. Like, it just floored me.
And then what did that lead to?
Oh, girl, I'm sitting here and you're on your podcast. That's what it led to, darling. You know?
Fame and fortune, obviously.
Yeah.
Have you since interacted with
B?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
She's fabulous.
Amazing.
She's amazing. She's so kind, and she's so, I mean, she's anyone that's just taking your art and like played with it and did what she did with it. And, you know, she became this thing during that whole Renaissance thing. And so funny, you see her and you see the show and everything. You see her, how she just turns it to that other girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it has this trans effects to it. It has this like, you know, otherworldly girl, woman, or space woman, whatever you want to call it, you know? And, you know, she's the cunty being the baseline of all that, you know? And just like, it makes you so proud, you know what I mean? And she hands it back to you, you know what I mean?
It's incredible.
It's incredible. And she's, you know, she stayed in touch and she's great. She's fab. And Miss Thing is fab.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And she's no joke. They can talk about her all they want to. She is no joke.
And so the song, in case anybody's wondering, is Pure Honey.
Pure Honey, yeah.
Yes, on the Renaissance album. And yeah, it's unmistakable. If you know Kevin's cunty, which you all should, and if you don't, you should go study. It's there on Pure Honey. That's so incredible. You're just listening to Renaissance for your first time, and there it is.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, you know, I know we're already into the third act right now. We're getting ready to go to the third act. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Right.
Maybe happen tomorrow. I don't know. But those little moments that happen in your life, it's just like you cannot forget it, especially when it hits everybody else first.
Mm.
So it hit me, but it hit my friends first.
Right.
Me and my friends or people outside my world. And I'm like, my phone's ringing off the hook. I'm like, I'm not answering the phone. I'm listening to Renaissance. I'm not talking to anybody. I was like, that's it. Leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
I just like, what's going on here? Somebody had said something to me. I was like, what are they talking about? I said, whatever. I was just more frustrated. And he probably was coming in from another night out.
Yeah.
And just like, girl, open your eyes and your ears, girl. You know what I mean? One of those things where, you know, it's serious. It's really good. You know, you planted a seed and that thing came out like that.
And so now you're holding my daughter's hippopotamus. So tell us all about Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus was a project that started because of Renaissance. We had to get some songs done because I was traveling and stuff. And first song I recorded was Body, and then we kept recording. Once I start recording, I'm like, I want to keep recording. And so I have a great producer, and engineer guy, DJ Goldman. We've been together for 20 years, and he did my first album, the second album. So Goldman and I got back together again, and we started working on music, and I'm just like writing and and working on music. And before you knew it, we had like 15 songs. And so when it came down to answer to calling the album, they're like, oh, we should call it Legendary, the Iconic. I said, we're calling the album Hippopotamus. As a joke.
As a joke.
And then the next day, I was just like, yeah, we're calling it Hippopotamus. They're like, you are kidding me. I said, no, I'm not. I said, no one's going to get it. And then I said, well, that's funny. No one got cunty either, girl. No one got, you know, all these other songs I did and whatever. So if I don't create my things and I let all of you sit there and create for me and do that, trust me, it will not land the same way. So move to the side. We're calling it Hippopotamus and get with the program.
And there were two stories you told us as you were arriving about this. So something major happened in the world the day that you came up with the name.
Yeah. What happened major? Oh, yeah. So the day, okay, so I believe in all of like, you know, you're a part of the world and everything's going in line with it. So I'm definitely online. You know, I'm
of this partnership, I'm the crystal woo-woo witch. Like, I get it.
Everything happens for a reason.
And I never had that. I always been like, oh, she's over in this earth. Over in that planet. I've never been with the world like this. You know? So here I am. I'm on this thing. I'm like, wow. The day that I said I was naming Hippopotamus, Mudang was born.
That's incredible.
I was like, wow.
Like
Mudang,
the world's first hippopotamus celebrity is born the day.
I was like, this is so fierce. Mudang, wow.
And then the other story that you told,
what was the other story?
Is that the giraffes in your household are at war.
Yeah, so I have all these giraffes, and I've always loved giraffes since I was a little kid. And so I've cut giraffe people give me giraffes. And then my friend, when I came home, all the giraffes would turn around the other way. Like, they usually, like, you can look at them, but they would turn around the other way. I said, what's going on here? What's going on?
Their backs to you.
Said, they're very upset about the album. I was like, did you do this? I said, and he didn't answer the question. He left. I was like, oh, okay. We're going to play this game.
The giraffes are mad.
Yeah, they were very, I even tried to write a giraffe song and it was not working at all. You know, it's like one of those things that are just like,
It was meant to be.
even tried to do a beat with that. Their necks and the class. They were like, "Girl, this is not working."
I wanted to say specifically, it's like a thank you and a gush. The track Bloodlines on this album.
Oh wow!
My feelings are all joyful and very complex, and they are this. When I walked out of the Jellicle Ball, I felt militantly faggoty.
Okay.
And that's how I feel listening to this song, because it reminds me that, like, yes, and I already said this phrase earlier in the episode, but we stand on the shoulders of giants. Yes, daddy is an act of service. Yes, we cannot keep it unless we give it away. And to me, that is this song. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It just landed so well for me, because I was like, this person shares my worldview and articulates it in a way that I never could.
So that song, you put chills up my spine. Look, goosebumps. Look, total goosebumps right now.
I see it. I feel them telling you.
The song, the lyrics were given to me through a conversation that Father Hector Extravaganza, who's no longer with us anymore, was having with my music person, Cheryl Lilly. She had the lyrics written down. They were actually a conversation she had with him. And so we started working on the album. She said, listen, I have these lyrics. I want to do something with it. Do you think you could do it? And I read them. And I knew Hector very well. And I was like, where'd you get this from? And she goes, Hector Extravaganza. We talked about this conversation I had with him. I said, oh, we got to make this a song. So it was a poem, I think, first. And then I just sat down for 3 weeks and just wrote the song with those lyrics. Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. I just listened to it and I'm like, this is my whole thing. Like, this is how I show up. This is how I advertise. This is what I get on the microphone every single week to talk about, like, as music. It's awesome. Thank you.
I love that, dude. It's so funny. That song, the word unit, it's such a powerful word. I've never referred to us as a unit, which I think so much better than somebody's family or my sister or my dad. I said unit. We're units. That's so like, yeah, that's what we are. We're like compartments and stuff fitting together. And stuff. So, yeah.
It's a unit.
Yeah. Unit.
So this episode will be coming out just before Pride Month.
Oh, great.
And this is Hippopotamus's first Pride in the wild, as it were. So do you have Pride plans?
I do have Pride plans. I'm doing a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this party called Pure Honey at House of Yes. That's on the 26th. And then the 29th, I am doing the last party, which is the last party for Fever. And that was to do it last year. I was able to do it the year before that. But it's very exciting for this party because it is like the last party that Monday. It goes to Monday, and very excited.
Yeah,
very excited for that party. And
you'll be traveling, meaning you'll be doing shows all over.
Yeah, I've been doing shows all over. We'll see the DJing and performing at the same time. So they found a way to how to do. Well, let's just call it that. The reason I DJ is so I can perform. I mean, we had to we had to switch up and change things, girl, because they're not like, you're not doing a full set of no performing.
After the hip replacement.
Not even that.
No.
It's just that the girls are just on, they're just, my DJs become performance DJs.
Sure.
So they just like, I don't know. I used to be very angry about the DJ and not letting people perform. Now I'm like, oh, you know what, bro? I got to answer for all this. So it's interesting to watch myself, like, trying to develop the show and stuff with the thing and everything.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Another thing that you said on Saphira's podcast that I wanted to ask about, you said, I am a sex queen.
Yes.
And I would love to ask you to elaborate on that.
I'm one who has sex. I have sex.
I love that.
People don't have sex, girl.
They do not.
They talk about it. They da-da-da.
Well, I think that's the problem, is that they don't talk about it. That's why we're here talking about it, is to help people talk about it.
I've always had and always will be. And it's just that I couldn't imagine not having sex.
No. I mean, that's,
I don't know,
So, yes. So sex is an important part of who you are.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah. The way I dress, the way I talk, the way I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
your cab light's on.
Yeah, it's part of that.
How are you going to pick up any passenger? That's from Sex and the City. How are you going to pick up any passengers if you don't turn your cab light on?
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
What?
No, it just feels good to talk about it.
It does feel good to talk about it, so talk about it.
I don't know. I put myself out there, and I just,
How do you put yourself out there?
I put myself out there.
Are you on the apps, or are you?
I just put myself out there.
Okay.
Got it. Check.
Okay. Check.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to elaborate too much.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to me to have connection with people. It's
Yeah.
very important to me to feel and to go through the dramas and the hooplas and everything like that, and thinking I'm going to fall. I believe in love. I do believe in love. I have had many lovers. I mean, love lovers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And great experience. I couldn't imagine not having those experiences,
Yeah.
It's like, before I was the Kevin Aviance, I had to become Kevin Aviance. So there's a lot of stepping stones, and a lot of things I went through and people I met and loves, and just like, I've been in a lot of cities, girl. A lot of cities.
Well, one of our past guests was David Lauterstein, who I believe you have known for a long time.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talked about with David, which I loved so much, he introduced me to this phrase, fleeting intimacy. That like even in a hookup with somebody you don't see again, like that feeling of love in the moment. And I certainly feel that in those moments. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I'm a sucker for all that.
Yeah.
I just feel like, the world, even before the world became what it is now, it's just like that little bit of happiness and that joy and that honesty, I guess, and just be able to fall into the moment and to be very like real and to be, enjoy yourself. It doesn't feel so wrong or taboo or anything like that. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm having that moment. And it's a bit Hallmark. It could be a little like showy.
Right.
And be like,
the fainting couch.
Right. You know what I mean? Or that something swooning over you for like 4 or 5 hours, all that stuff is great, But, then there's also a bad side to it. It's the rejection, I guess, or the not repeating or something like that, and not seeing somebody else again or something like that. That can be a little rough.
Yeah.
Because you're not on the same, you think you're on the same wavelength because you're a believer, or you believe in your magic.
Yes.
Fairy dust. And then find out that the dust didn't really settle on them at all. And they, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
You see, listeners, if it can happen to Kevin Aviance, it can happen to you.
I forget what dating app is out there right now advertising on the New York City subway, but the tagline is "Rejection is hot." And I love that because it just means like you're out there doing the thing. Like you're sitting here with us saying like, I put myself out there. And there are so many people that do not. And I understand all the reasons that they don't. It's really fucking scary.
First of all, I remember the days of cruising. I remember the days of going out to a bar or going to a certain place, whatever the case may be, okay? And cruising is something that the people do when they met each other in the streets of New York or whatever the case may be, whatever. Go to a club and see somebody, you can't do that shit now. But people think you're crazy. You walk around stalking somebody and stuff. They're walking around and like,
oh God, it makes me sad. I feel like I moved to New York in 2008, and I feel like I caught the very teeny tiny contrail end of cruising. Because you're right, it just doesn't. Once in a while, you'll see someone like. I was in Chelsea the other week, and these two guys were crossing the street in opposite.
New Chelsea?
In New Chelsea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In New Chelsea.
Right. In post-gay Chelsea.
In gym bar only Chelsea.
Oh, it's so sad.
And these two guys were crossing the street in opposite directions, and the one says to the other, "Boy, you're too cute to have your face in that phone." And I was like, that is a fucking good line.
Wow.
But the person who that was said to ignored it completely.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh God.
Yeah.
That's how it is now.
Girls.
These girls out here.
Ladies.
Yeah. Which kind of brings me to another quote from that podcast where by the way, Saphira is somebody else I want to get on this podcast. We had Honey Davenport on.
I saw. I love Honey so much.
We love Honey too.
I love Honey so much. We have such good. Honey and Sophia are both. I met them both at the same time in P-Town.
Yes.
These two, the magic people.
Yes.
They really injected me with what it is to be Black and queer right now.
Mm.
If it wasn't for them, I don't think I would be part of it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They really woke me up in the sense of language and the way to speak and the way to do things. You know, when you're old queen, girl. And you can sound old queen. You sound ignorant, stupid. You know what I mean? And so these two.
Yeah.
Wow. This is before they were who they are now.
Right.
I saw them rise during that time.
Right.
And fiercely. And so I said, thank you, girls. Thank you for making me the Black queen. Help me continue to be the Black queen that I am, those two.
Well, what does that mean now?
What does it mean now? They are...
Like for you, like what does it mean?
Oh, it means a lot.
What does it mean
to be a Black queen?
Yeah.
Okay. To be a Black queen, first of all, is very innovative, very fierce, very over, very, very as far as I'm concerned, it's just there's nothing like being a Black queen.
Right.
All I ever wanted to be was a Black queen. And those girls made it more like Black Queen 5.0. You know what I mean? They really
Honey Davenport and Sapphira Costello, yes.
Because there's a certain bit of kiki and carrying on in language that you're just not going to say anymore. You're not going to allow yourself to say that to yourself. You're not going to allow yourself to, out here. You're not going to. You can keep carry on within the group of us,
right?
But at the same time, we say, no, girl, that's not cute. You know what I mean? It's a bit of know your legacy, know who you are, know that you came before. You're part of a thing that the kids have come before you and the kids come after you. So you got to know where you are in that whole thing. And whatever you're doing now has been done already. So you just put one foot forward and know what you're actually saying and doing and why you're doing it. You know what I mean? You can't just show up just to show up. You're showing up as you show up. It's political already.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing they taught me. It's political already. And I'm like, well, why does it be political, man? Me. Why does it be political? It's already is political, girl. Like, please.
Yeah.
And
it's baked in.
And then I'm like, okay, I get that now. And then, just like, the talent and what you do with it and how you... I never thought of myself as someone who's innovative in doing it. I just did what I did.
Wow. That's so fascinating.
I didn't have a handbook or, sat there and wait around for people to say, oh, but it's there.
Right.
No. Right. I just did what I did and did what I did. You know what I mean? And they really those two really yeah. That's what it means.
I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
It leads me, I do, we always talk about, and you just mentioned this, the language of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious because, as we know through things like RuPaul's Drag Race, or more specifically and most recently, Jellicle Ball, that ballroom culture or pieces of it, a snapshot of it, have become much more mainstream.
Right.
And Brian was talking about because of the folks who were involved in ballroom have kind of given their blessing for Jellicle Ball to be what it is on Broadway. Yeah. How does it feel for you as a person to see some of these things kind of incorporated into the popular lexicon?
Very, very emotional for me.
Yeah.
Ballroom was not... me and ballroom have a very, very funny relationship. When I started doing ballroom, the first ball I ever did, they said, giddy up, Clydesdale. I was chopped, girl.
That was shade.
That was shade. That was realness.
Yes.
They before walking in a realness category, a drag queen category, where I'm giving this Kevin Aviance. So I had a bit of an attitude. But they let me know that I was not.
Immediately.
3
seconds in.
Chomp. One step foot chomp. Giddy up, Clydesdale, Anheuser-Busch.
No.
A horse, bitch. That's what they called me.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Giddy up, Anheuser-Busch. This is something that will stick with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, become a club kid, have the fear of walking balls. But said, let me see if I could just do club kid and do go around. Did really well with that. came coming to the world, tried to walk a ball again, chopped again. And I was like, girl, I'm not going for 3. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm not being chopped. So I had this fear ballroom, love going to the balls, but to be able to walk in front and to do that, it was really, and I had a house, but my house is we're not a ballroom house.
Okay.
So a ballroom house is someone that teaches you how to do things and really I was doing all my stuff freehand and doing the way I did things, you know what I mean? So, so then I found out that the reason I found out my music was in ballroom was because I went to an exhibit at the Bronx Museum, and they had a huge ballroom thing, and they have a whole, like a manifesto or something like that on the wall.
Yeah.
And you read this thing, you're reading it and it's around the room, reading it. It said, the Kevin Aviance releases Kaiti. Boom. What? I'm like, okay, keep going. This is a film performance what? Like, what are you talking about? Then data for hand performance. I'm like, yo, what is going on here?
It took a museum exhibit for you to find out that your hits were being used in ballroom.
It did. And I was like, what is going on here, girl? Now, those do the research. I'm like, wow, Dendada and Cunty are being played. I'm like, they're carrying, and to see these femme queens, like, they're voguing out the country. Oh my God. It was incredible. Mind you, I think I'm getting my 10s now. So I'm like, wow, I got my 10s. I got my 10s. Like, fierce, you know what I mean? And kids are so respectful and so incredible. And I love the ballroom kids. And I think they're just the most incredible people. The talent in the balls is just like amazing. But then I realized I still didn't get my 10s yet. Something came over me. I was like, girl, you got to get your 10s. You have to do something. So finally, there were really no categories for me to walk. I can bend for a category, but I would need the category to be for me, you know? And finally, there was a ball, and I can't remember exactly what it was. They said, break club performance. And I said, oh, wait a minute. What do you mean club performance? Oh, okay, fine. Get to it.
Watch me go. Yeah.
So I went and got my 10s, and I was so happy for that, you know?
Congratulations.
Yeah, it is. But, that's, one thing, because I do so much performance and everything like that. So it's hard to keep up with all the balls. But with the resurgence of the ballroom, the way it has been since, I guess, right before Renaissance and during and after Renaissance, it's just that the balls are everywhere. It's just going to the balls and seeing how they protect the ballroom. They protect that ballroom. Before everything we were doing Jenny Livingston, they had some drama and stuff like that. And a lot of those cool queens, they passed away and stuff like this. Those were my sisters, you know what I mean?
Right.
Those are girls I knew. And, even from DC, from Florida, from Atlanta, those queens.
You're talking Paris is Burning era?
Yeah. I knew so many of those kids.
Yeah.
And so they were all over the East Coast and stuff. West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah.
East Coast. So I knew all those girls. And, so seeing the new kids come and the way they bring it, it's just like, girl, it's so luxe. It's so fierce. The girls are so gorgeous. I mean, they're beautiful. And the men, the boys, the men, they just, everything's so beautiful. And it's just to see the grandeur and how much pride they have. And so it's something to be, and they protect it, You can't just walk up in ballroom and you go, oh, I need you to do, and I'm going to do it. They're like, really, girl? Really?
No, and it's not like, I feel like protected is such a good word for the right reasons. Yeah. Because it's not like I, as a 43-year-old white man in South Brooklyn, am going to get on Instagram and be like, where's the ball? That's not how it fucking works. Nor is it supposed to.
But you're welcome to come be a spectator anytime you like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Just go and spectate. And when you're, just go and spectate. If you respect those kids and respect what they're doing and, it just be, it's amazing. It's so worldwide now.
Mm-hmm.
And to see all the kids in Russia or, France.
China. I had a friend that lived in Shanghai and he was like, I just went to a ball in Shanghai. Yeah. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. For real?
Yeah. I went to a ball once in New Zealand. And it was New Zealand or was it Australia? Oh, New Zealand. Because that's where, Maui,
Maui, yeah.
Yeah. So those kids. Wow.
Yeah.
Girl, they brought it. I was gagged.
You've been all over.
Yeah. I gagged on that ball. That ball really gagged me.
Wow.
New Zealand ballroom, folks.
Yeah.
You heard it. I also love the phrase that I feel like I'm going to, it was like a casual drop, but I definitely think I'm going to take it into my life. As you said, I'm not going to bend for a category.
Yeah.
Like it just has to be the thing. It just has to be the fit. And I love that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to bend for a category. Like, this is it.
Yeah. This is, and only because not having that education or having that person that's going to mentor me or take me on their wing and do it. And was always in the house of Beyonc. Always said, I can't not like, even the extravas or I consider my sister house, the extravaganzas, but, it's just a different thing. I just had to do something where I knew I could do that would not have to be mentorship or just go out there and do it. I need a bunch of people behind me to like come with me or all that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah.
Let's take a quick break and we will come back and ask Kevin about his daddy issue.
Oh, love it.
Wow.
Hey, listeners, welcome back to Dads and Daddies, the podcast. We have a question for today's special guest, Kevin Aviance. And that question is, what is your daddy issue?
My daddy issue. Okay. I think my daddy issue is like, when you've been been one of the people that, we're not the little kids anymore. We're kind of like people that have like lived a life in New York City, and it just kind of like gets redone how things are done and everything like that, and just seeing how the new generations come up and they do things, but they don't know where it comes from.
Yeah,
that kind of like gets underneath my nail a little bit. When I was coming up, it was very much like you want to know where things happen, why this happens. And I feel like these Google people, they have like really, really turned gay into like something that's more of a, like it has no history or it has no purpose or it's just like, I think sometime last year being gay was not cute. Like it was like, to say you're gay was like, it was like, oh, wait a minute, it's not cute anymore. What are we supposed to call ourselves? Like, I'm gay, man. I'm gay. Like, what are you talking about? Like, and I think because of, I don't know, when gay get a bad thing, I mean, I'm coming from where, oh, you had a gay friend or whatever, you're gay, oh, you had the innovative, you're this and that. And it's like, no, and I don't know if that's because we didn't take care of it. We didn't take care of our future, or some of us got tired with, we got tired with the word gay, or a lot of us are just doing things different, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it just gets under my nail to see some of these kids and hear the way they talk and, wonder why or don't even ask why.
Right.
Why they just do things, whether it's the language or the looks, or the, or anything. They might sometimes reference a little, something that's obvious, like say, oh, that's very Freddie Mercury.
Right.
Stuff that's just really obvious, or they wouldn't know that, why did he have a mustache? He had a mustache. He had bad teeth, girl. I mean, just like...
dead ass.
I just saw a TikTok of this girl, and I'm a young, I mean, not over 18, but a young woman who was like, I wanted to investigate what Madonna's real name was. And she was like, it's Madonna.
Are you serious?
Yes. And then she was like, and so then I went to see what Prince's real name was. And it's Prince. And it was a reminder that like,
I'm mortified.
I am
mortified.
I am upset that this is a podcast because I want people to be able to see Kevin's facial expressions right now. Oh my God. That's it. You're right.
But I mean, I think it's a number of things, right? I think that, I mean, you talked about mentorship a little bit, and this is what we talked about, I think, with Honey. I think Honey's daddy issue was the lack of mentorship in our community and how that has kind of died out, and Honey like kind of gave a real call to action. Like, let's bring back.
And I see that. And I tried doing this. Okay?
Yes.
I tried being a mentor for some of you, but they don't have the attention span of staying in it or doing it. It's like, honey, you're sitting there beating you're literally like, and they're just like, oh, you're just what?
Right.
What am I
right,
just?
Right.
Like, I'm trying to to be, and then you realize, wow, this should not be a struggle.
Right.
This should not be something that you want to do. It's like, you know exactly where they're going to end up and how they're going to end up. And, you just have to let go, let God. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, they don't end up like that anymore.
Right.
Because the Googles...
the Google of it all.
will tell you exactly. So they kind of like diverted. They kind of like skip by a little bit. And it's, oh, yeah, I did it. I'm like, well, girl, if you don't have the experience, what's the point of learning?
Right.
You got to like, go through it, a little bit or feel it or whatever, That's the same thing about, everything. It's like they know so much without doing nothing at all.
Right.
How does that happen?
I mean, everything has just become too easy to access. So,
but they know so much, and they have the experience. That's the way. That's what I don't get. They fake it out. They know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's certainly a lack of humility that comes from a life lived. Yeah. I can see it. And
I don't want to be a grandpa. I don't want to be any of that. I don't want to be any of that. I don't want to be like, oh, you're just, I don't want to be that person. But when they're just automatically doing that and you're just like this, I just laugh.
Right.
I just don't know what to say. I just, last thing I'm trying to do is wear my voice out so I can't even talk. I can barely talk as it is. You know what I mean? I've been screaming all night. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's crazy.
But at the same time, something that you said to Safira, this is what I was getting at before, but I lost track, is that that you love aging.
Yes, I do. I do love aging. I can't wait to be 7 years old. I think I'm going to be a porn star.
Porn star at 70?
Probably. I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Are you? I don't know.
That's
honey, there's a market for it.
I
like,
know,
absolutely.
I just think that, 7 years old, I'm like, wow. Like.
So, but what do you love about aging?
It's a gift.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
My family, and then other things happened to me, but my dad's turning 100 this year.
Oh, wow.
And his father lived to 105, and his mom's like 100 and something, whatever. And so it's like, it's in my genes. I don't know if I was going to be with me, but not. But it's just interesting how, I want to see Kevin get older. I just want to see Kevin get older.
We all want to see Kevin get older.
I want to see that.
What is your relationship with your family?
Interesting. I have 8 brothers and sisters, and we just lost one last May. He had Down syndrome, but he was not supposed to live till past 38, and he lived to 56.
Oh, wow.
So we loved Michael. Was just such a sweetheart. And my mom passed about 12 years ago, but my dad's still around, and he lived with my sister and stuff. So I have 3 brothers, there's 3 boys, 5 girls, and we're still very close, very, very close.
And have they always been supportive of you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's amazing.
They've been supportive. I mean, I've always put them through the rigmarole because they've been gagged. They've gagged them since I was born. I mean,
right.
They just like, But it's like when I go home and visit, it's like being with 7 of me. So they're just as competitive as I am and just do the whole thing. They're just doing it another way. You know what I mean? And so we sit there and we all like,
Are you the only gay one?
No.
Okay.
There's a brother and there's it's one brother who is gay.
Okay.
He has a place called Zebulon's Guado in King William County in Virginia.
Okay.
Check it out. Zebulon's Guado, darling.
Okay.
Zebulon's Guado, yeah, girl.
This is like a gay destination?
It's a gay destination.
Oh, we love a gay destination.
It's clothing optional.
Oh,
and,
awesome.
It's doing very well.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you perform there?
I was supposed to, but I didn't. But
okay.
I've been there a couple times, though. It's really fab.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fab.
Okay, so we were talking as you walked in because I told you that my kids are huge fans of the Jellicle Ball, and particularly the performance of Robert Silk Mason in the show, who plays Mr. Mistopheles, and is stunning. And this is somebody who's a friend of yours.
Dear friend of mine. I remember him moving to New York. We became really close friends. I introduced his house to the world about 3 years ago. And
what does that look like? What does introducing his house to the
world
mean?
They were Kiki Ballroom. So Kiki Ballroom is the younger ballroom scene.
Okay.
Say kids are younger.
Okay.
And they have houses. So the House of Silk, right? I think it is.
Yeah. The International Royal House of Silk. Yes.
Royal House of Silk. So it's just the morning, Good Morning America and everything for them. And Robert, I've known for a long time. We stayed in touch with each other. We talked. And he came here to dance. He came here to dance on Broadway. That's what came here. So he diverted and went through ballroom, and I would talk to the girls, just hold on. You're going to get an audition. You're going to get one. And he was so frustrated. And so I said, girl, you got to hold on. It's going to happen, girl. I mean, you're too much talent. And just to see him, it's so emotional for me. And I could start crying right now. I really could. To see this man, this gorgeous, incredible, thing.
Yes.
Dance the way he dances in this show.
85 feet tall. It's so incredible.
See him swirling around and doing this, the way he's just extending his legs. It's just it's infinite. It's infinity. You know what I mean? And to see him just reach up and do this, and the glory, the joy in his face. Girl, I become a mess.
Yeah.
Watching this boy dance.
Yes.
And he's another one of sitting on shoulders of people I've known before him.
Yes.
That are dancers, and just seeing all that come to life on Broadway.
Yes.
With all these stuffy, one was opening night with those stuffy little, those girls, they're ooh, this is different, and just to see that child, him. There are other people too in the show. The show's incredible. The show's incredible. But to see Robert up there dancing the way he does and just becoming this character that it's like an original character, you know. Everyone that comes after him is going to pretty much be copying his thing. And to be Jeffrey Holder again, to see Jeffrey Holder up there, to see Derek, to see all these dancers I've seen in my life, and see Robert, I just said, told you, girl, do you see this? He's just he told me the whole story. He said, he saw me crying. Girl, I'm doing the show. I look up at you and you're crying. He said, you've seen the show 4 times. You're still crying? I said, I can't help it. Yeah. It makes me cry,
And so as somebody who comes from a house who has all the experience you've described with ballroom, you're happy with the show.
The show is so incredible. To take a show like Cats.
Yes.
And to somehow come up with some Kiki, I don't know what drug they were doing. I don't know how they did it. But to introduce the Cats with I didn't see that one. Did you see that coming? I didn't see that coming.
No.
And when they were at the Pratt, when they were at the
Pack downstairs.
Yes. And saw that show.
Yes.
I was like, wow. Now the show down there was very, it was good because it was raw. You know what I mean? And to see it now on Broadway after it's been judged.
Yes.
With the costumes and everything like that. And they didn't really change too much out of it. But to see the joy and making it pliable for Broadway, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And to see Angela Weber and enjoy it and just give the trans girl what they did, those memory and stuff like that.
Tempest, Chastity Moore.
To see her sing this song with that voice, where the other Cats was like, slap, okay? You just want to hit that fly. That show is okay. Cats reminds me of a piece of meat.
Yes.
With flies on it.
Yes. And now they've turned it into filet mignon.
Not even, girl. It's a real show now. It's a show, the drama and the Kiki and it's a lot of everything. You got to keep up with it. If you get lost a little bit. If you don't stay with it,
right, then
you don't, that's your fault. You know what I mean? You have to come back again and see it again.
Yes.
But to see when they did that Cats and not change too much out of it, and did they still do that with it? Come on.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because what you're talking about in terms of, this younger generation, I feel like somebody like Robert is an example of the younger generation who does respect the history.
The source material.
And this show really does, I think, do a lovely job of tribute to the past.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
The one section where it was, the girls and stuff. All those girls that they bring up, I knew all those girls.
Yeah.
And that's just so emotional, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Wow. And just to see Black culture in general, just see it all like come to the, you know, ballroom is Black culture, first of all. And when I heard that in the show, someone said it to me and just said, wow, that's so weird. It's such a good thing to say, you know what I mean? It's like, it is Black culture. It is Black culture. It is Black culture. Yeah, but it is, you know, like, wow. And I think sometimes we forget as being Black queers, you know, we want to be part of, and we don't think of it being engaged with your own culture. You know what I mean? Which is subline or sub-genre or whatever the case would be. But it's such a great feeling to feel like, okay, you might not see me or see us, but we know you see it, girl. Don't get it twisted, girl. You know what I mean? Like, it's really interesting.
You can you can pretend as hard as you want that you don't see this or hear this, but like we know you do.
Right. I mean, that girl, that church, girl. That's a whole other subject, girl. That was my first club, girl, in church. The first club for me.
Can I ask, are you sober?
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Judson's in recovery, and so you made a comment on Saphira's show about how there was so much in the early part of your life that you don't even, like, amazing experiences that you don't necessarily recall.
Yes.
And that, you know, and Judson is always very open and honest about his recovery journey. And so I just was wondering if that was something you have in common.
I was struggling a lot, whether I should not be or what it case to be. And I tried to stay away from this topic because people don't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? They don't know how to, it's like one of those things where, you know, I went down the run with the rehab and all that stuff. And, you know, it did help straighten me out and everything like that. But what I realized is that working in the club world, it's just things happen and things do.
Yeah.
I stopped giving it the power.
Yes.
I've stopped giving it this place in my life where it becomes a person. Okay. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? And it becomes that you start dictating to it, you start talking to it, you start referring to it as that, you know? We have to give me little names, you know what I mean? We'll leave the names out of it. But, you know, I stopped giving it power. When I stopped giving it power, it just kind of like went to the side. Now, I just did the big book for some of the girls and all that stuff. There's a story, okay? So I was with the Pride in Minnesota, and I'm there for, 25 days, whatever it case to be. And so I ended up staying for the rest of the year in a sober house, right? And so I'm in the program, and I'm starting to travel, do gigs and stuff. They allow me to travel and come back, and so I'm doing well. Everything's great. And then I had my big speech, the big speech, that I'm supposed to have at the church, right? And everybody gets to get there to get the speech. So this is a true story. So I am like getting ready to do the speech, and then right where I give the speech, I tear up my paper. And I go, I can't beat this. This is a fraud to me. I'm going right out of here after this. I'm going to have a drink. I've said, I just thank you for what I've learned here, and thank you for having a good time. And, it gave me a break to like really think about what I want in life, but this isn't it for me. And it's just me just doing down this road and to worry about this. If I wanted to do what I needed to do, I need to just focus on what I needed to do and do it, because I got one chance to do what I needed to do. And it just took I felt like my whole chunk of my life, I was really worrying about something that was like, that I think I could not manage, but just kind of like worry about other things, you know what I mean? And just, just be real with myself somehow. Yeah. It's not easy, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I conquered it or anything, but one thing I stopped doing is giving it the power. And, my music means so much to me. And, this experience of having that and the joy of having that and the way music makes me feel. And I mean, that, if anything, that is my drug. Yeah. And it truly is. And it makes me crazy. It makes me high. It makes me go crazy. I can think about other things. I can't think about other things to do. It's just like incredible. Now that I'm DJing too, it's just, I get so obsessed with music, Yeah. I thank God for having that. So yeah. Amazing. I hope I answered that question.
Oh, that was beautiful. I loved listening to the whole thing, and I honestly, like, the journey is so personal. The journey is so personal. I only talk about it like, not like I'm out here trying to like carry the world, but if I always mention it because if someone is hurting and they're like looking for support, it's like, hey, here's where to go to look for support. but also because recovery is a human system, a human structure. It in and of itself is flawed, and you can't use it to weaponize my journey. So the fact that you have like it's powerless is awesome.
Yeah, I just, people, now being the queen that I was back in the day, the girls will let you know what you used to do. You know what I mean? And it's so wrecking sometimes. Because the things I used to do, girl, is showy, girl. Like, really woo, girl. Like, I did that. Like, ugh. Right in your face, girl. Like,
right. Are you still close with people from back in the day?
They want to come out, I guess.
Right.
It's like, some of those girls are just like, they've dispersed or they died. Very few of them around. And, the young ones are around. They're the ones ruling the scene now. So the young ones back in the day. So, it's just, there was a time, girl, these nails were for a reason. So, I mean, yeah.
That's a fucking riot. That's a riot, great.
So now that they're all the same length and everything, they're okay. Girl, this is like really showy stuff. Like showy stuff. So it's just funny how, I'll do my nails. I'm like, like.
I love to laugh at the shit we used to do.
Yeah. I'm in full, like, bent over in the seat going, like, sometimes you get really embarrassed, though. It's real embarrassing. The shit. Girl, I mean, and a lot of times, and also, I was never approachable when I was younger. I was very scary. Girls were very scared of me.
Right. I mean,
like that. Like that. Like, but only because I thought that was really like, they'll stay away from me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the handbook. I don't know how to do this, really. So it's better be like, what are you talking about, girl? Ha, 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 ha. No, darling. I could not. I don't know how I had the energy to do that.
Right.
It was incredible. It was hot.
But, I mean, from the second you arrived today, just the warmth. And you're so welcoming and magnetic. And I just want to like cuddle. And
Oh, sweet. That wasn't me. Girls were very reedy. They were very like, this bitch really tried.
The screaming just now. I'm fucking shook. It's so funny.
That was like 24/7. That was all the time.
Right.
Whether I was wrong or right. That was the real thing. It didn't matter. It's like, that's what I said, darling. How dare you, girl? What? Oh. Like, literally. It was really, really scary.
I mean, part of me wishes I knew that, Kevin, too.
Exhausting.
You know what? It's so funny that we talk about the rehab and everything. When I got back from rehab, because they do that whole thing with the psychiatrist. It's like, so this lady named Connie, she was my book I went to. She's the one that like kind of softened me. She was like, she had nails on. She was like this with her nails, and that was how she got me to do like hypnotic and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my god, this is it. And my mom had just passed, and so she was my best friend in the whole world. And my mom would come through her and talk to her, and my mom would not talk or anything. She'd come through as light, and she'd be like, very, like, and I can't really speak to her, so I'm very frustrated. And, Connie would do this. I'm like, here comes my mom, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And I would gag so much, like, oh my God, what is going on here? And then finally, I got smiles from her, she was happy about things. So I was like, okay, then I didn't see her again for a long, long time after that. But, I just felt like the rehab really, if anything, it calmed down the monster of Kevin Aviance. There was a monster of Kevin Aviance that was really, really ferociously scary, fierce, but fierce at the same time. That's a little bit of Queen's English if you didn't know what that really meant. The real way of Queen's English. How dare you?
You Googles, look it up.
Should we take one more break and then we'll come back with Go Ask Your Dad?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey listeners, welcome back to Dads and Daddies. We have arrived at Go Ask Your Dad, where we respond to listener-submitted questions. As a reminder, everyone here at the table is a professional. However, we are not professional lawyers, doctors, or financial planners. We just respond.
Or mental health professionals.
Definitely not a mental health professional. That part.
That used to be the first thing you said. And now you've try to remember all these others and we forget the most important one.
we respond to your questions with our life experience.
Yes.
Brian.
To send us a Go Ask Your Dad question, please email us at dadsanddaddies@gmail.com. Voice memos do turn us on the most. Judson is going to read us this week's question.
I'm transmasc and previously lived as a woman with almost no gay guy friends. I'm now a lot happier as a trans guy. And being trans feels wonderful every day of my life, and I'm so grateful I finally decided to transition. However, in terms of hooking up with men, after being on Grindr for 8 months, my confidence is sliding lower and lower over time. On top of that, I'm striking out at finding gay guy friends. I live near several major cities in New England, not in the middle of a city, nor in a rural area. I'm more of a top than a bottom. I'm tall. I'm 48. There's so much conditioning I have from prior life experience. I'm sure I could write pages on it. But mainly, I'd like to move forward with new strategies to try out instead of this wavering confidence. Can you give me gay guy advice on why I should be confident and not cowering? I'm also looking for advice on what bottoms need to hear, see, experience from me so I can approach people better on Grindr or IRL, like at bars, so there will be more people out there getting fulfillment because I want everyone to win.
You appear like you have a lot to say. Do you want to?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first of all, you need to give yourself a round of applause.
Yes, absolutely.
And you need to give yourself some grace here. First of all, stop with the gauging yourself with the grinder.
Right.
Okay. Being a grindeek, it's just a tool, you know? It's just everyone there is there for a reason, and it's not the way things are in the real world. You know what I mean? It's just a place where people can go, like, talk, actually type, and, like, you know, typing, texting, all that stuff has no attitude to it. So
right, tone does not travel.
Yeah, so you're assuming what they're feeling, or what they're saying to you, whatever, which is that they have no emotions in them. And so you're sitting there judging yourself on that whole thing, which you've already kind of like done that already, which kind of like you putting yourself in this space where really didn't make a space for you exactly. But it's for you if you want to use it, but it's not really designed for you in the sense of where you maybe would need for it to be a little bit more conscious for you. It's not really tailored for you, but that's not even that. It's just that, you know, Grinders is like, no, that's just a toy. It's a toy. Get over that.
Right. And by the way, we all feel rejected by Grindr.
Yes.
And because Grindr is the internet, and the internet allows for anonymity, and anonymity allows for
unkindness.
And I feel like, you know, there should be rehab for these things.
Yeah.
You know, because some people are just so obsessed with it, and so like, they don't know how to deal with it, and they get so very like, and they take it, and oh my God.
So part of me is like, welcome to the gay experience of feeling rejected on Grindr, because we're all feeling that.
And I just feel like you are, you're okay now, down about sex and all that stuff, you know, bottom and topping and all that stuff. You know, I just think you just need to go and just, you know, give yourself some grace and just, you know, do you. You know, you seem to know so much about what you want and what you're doing, which means that you are kind of like had it already. So you just need to lean more into yourself and just be, follow your heart and follow your feeling. You followed yourself this far.
Right.
You know, you got to trust yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think we always talk about confidence is sexy, and but sometimes it is hard to put that into practice. But we talk about faking it till you make it, and like I advise people at work, you know, who have to put themselves in uncomfortable positions to pretend they're a character, pretend they're the confident version of themselves, and play that role. And listen, if you approach somebody and they don't want what you have to offer, then they were not the right person to begin with. Next. Judson always talks about rejection is information, you know, and it's just a matter of seeing it that way and not taking it personally, which is hard. I get it. And then, you know, in terms of making friends, do you have
we talk about this a lot. In terms of making friends, go do the things you like to do, and the people will follow. Yes. This is such an amazing opportunity to discover a new hobby, a new interest, a new pastime. I don't meet gay men at gay bars. I meet gay men at yoga and birdwatching club. Because these are the things that I like to do. And then you have that shared interest as a spark for conversation.
And if you are near bigger towns, which believe you said you are, there are likely resources in terms of LGBTQ centers, or just Google queer and whatever it is, birdwatching, LGBTQ, birdwatching, book club.
Shoe shopping.
Yeah.
Honey, you don't even need to Google queer bird watching because it's inherently gay as fuck. Like it is me, a bunch of lesbians, and like 2 85-year-old women. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Grindr is a way to meet people. I met my husband there. And
did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
I have the very beginning of our very first conversation framed on the wall upstairs. Our guest last week, Zachary Zane, was said it's like having the gay community in your pocket, which in some parts of the country is very important, just to be able to connect with people around you. So there is value to it, but there's also a lot that's problematic with it just by the fact that it's a product of the internet. But yeah, I mean, I think, like Kevin said, leaning into who you are, if you build it, they will come. I think you will find these people, and I think
also when it does come, it might come like heavy, girl, like really heavy. And so you got to know when they're like, oh, I need to back up just a little bit. I need to give myself some space here, some room. So be careful with that too, because it will come with you may feel popular. Or popular, or maybe the girl. I mean, the girl. When I say girl, I mean girl in the sense of the GUL, not girl. You might feel like you're the one girl.
Yes,
and that becomes a really because that's a whole nother Swiss cheese that you have to deal with. You know what I mean? So,
you sound so confident and happy, and I'm so thrilled for your journey. So again, like Kevin said, round of applause, congratulations. I think just putting yourself out there, and don't try to retrofit for other people's desires. Keep to what you want and what you need, and you may have to have some patience, because especially in bigger cities, if you're around these bigger cities, like we experienced in New York, one of the problems with Grindr is everybody's always looking for the next best thing.
Yeah.
But we also advise people, don't settle for anything less than exactly what you want, and you'll find it and you'll be so thrilled.
Someone told me, said, girl, you're not as important, and I was like, well, how can you say that? But they said, no, you have to understand that you're important in the situation. And so just make sure you're getting what you need out of it for yourself. At the same time, be conscious of everything around you too. But just know that you're important, and you need to, you need to say, oh, we'll make sure everybody's fulfilled, and make sure make sure you're fulfilled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so important. Just love on yourself so much.
To bring it back to earlier, we do not bend to a category. We find where we fit.
Period.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for the question.
Really wonderful.
I hope we were helpful to you. It really also just heartens me that you are a listener of ours, and that, so this episode is our last episode of season 2. Next week is season 3. We don't take breaks between our seasons. We just consider a year a season. So this is the end of our 2nd year of doing this, which is, thank you so much.
And
to end it with, oh my God, this was special. I've fallen so in love with you over the last hour. I hope I can call you a friend now, and that we will do this again.
Definitely.
Please tell our listeners how they can find you.
You can find me, first of all, by getting Hippopotamus, girl.
Yes.
It's Hippopotamus. We just released the acapella album. We just released, we get ready to release the instrumentals, and we're releasing, actually 5 more songs are coming out for the deluxe album.
When does the deluxe album hit?
June. Soon.
Soon.
The second week of June it comes out.
Okay.
And there's 5 more songs to be added to that. And kind of like a club hippopotamus. So that's going to be like songs that are not 2 minutes long. So they're going to be like songs that are like actually 8 minutes.
Right.
So just thinks of like, I'm so tired of doing 3-minute songs. I can't deal.
Was it Dindara or Cunty that was originally 14 minutes?
Cunty was.
Yes.
Yeah. 14 minutes. So it's just so I had so much fun putting these songs together because it was an intro.
Yeah.
And then the whole...
There's an art.
Oh, my God. It builds crescendos and comes down to like, yes! I love that. So that's what we're putting on the album. And, so, and then I'm on Instagram, so,
So, and since you're spending Pride Month all over, how should people find your shows?
Just...
on your Instagram?
Just look out for your local flyer, I guess.
Keep using Kevin's least favorite site, Google, and look up Kevin's name and find out where Kevin's going to be.
Google is just kind of like, wow, they just know where you are, girl.
I know.
I mean, they know that I'm here right now.
Just keep an eye out for the flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they call digital flyers and digital flyers.
Yeah. Will you be in P-Town at all this summer?
We're trying to figure that out right now.
You love P-Town.
I didn't even know it existed before.
Okay.
So when I went there, I had to find a way to get back to New York and get an apartment. So this gig came there that I was be there all summer, and I got 2 payments at the beginning, and then the end, that's enough money for me to get an apartment in New York.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up in P-Town. And then not knowing P-Town even existed before, I knew Fire Island and the Sagataw, but I knew P-Town was there.
Yeah.
And so when I got there, I was like, this is a strange place. And I was like, wow, one street and just like, ooh, where are the black people? What's going on here?
Yeah, one street with 5,000 42-year-old gay white men.
Yeah. And I was just like, so those are where I met Honey and Saphira and a couple other people. And we just had chicken once a week, fried chicken meetings. And we were just like, girl. But so that's how I got to meet those girls. And so, but P-Town was just, it's an amazing place.
Yeah.
It's very magical there.
It is magical,
and when I went to Will sightings, that's when it came together for me.
Yeah.
That gagged me, girl.
Yeah.
That
whale watching, and have you done a whale watching in Provincetown? It's incredible.
I'm just laughing just because of all the things people talk about when they talk about P-Town. Like I know that it's a possibility, but it's really the first time I heard someone tout the whale watching.
Oh, my God. These things come out of the water and they are fleshy and they are like, they're next to you. They're like coming over you're like, yeah.
And it's essentially guaranteed that you will see a certain amount of whales because of where P-Town is.
Many of them.
Yeah.
You're like, and the boat is in the water basically. And you're just like, whoa, you are this big to this thing. And it's just like, it's incredible. You know what I mean? It's just seeing this big ass fleshy thing.
I know my plans just changed. Yeah. I'm going to get that on the itinerary.
Yes.
It's everything.
Kevin, thank you so much
for
doing this with us.
What a treat.
This has been so special. Thank you all for being with us this week and for the last 2 years. To get some Daz and Daddies merch, visit us at dazzanddaddies.com. That's where you can also sign up for our newsletter. Again, of course, send us questions for Go Ask Your Dad at dazzanddaddies@gmail.com. Also submit your hookup of the week voice memos there. We do have both of our doctors scheduled to come back. Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis.
Love him.
Is coming back, who we affectionately call Dr. Daddy. And Dr. Evan Goldstein, you love him too, the country's leading anal health expert, are both booked to come back. It's official now. So please keep sending your questions for both of them. And we will see you in a week.
See you in a week.
Bye, daddies.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.